Hey everybody, Zuri here, coming to you live from under a steamer. It's a look, isn't it? It's a whole vibe. And I'm coming because I wanted to talk to you about nourishment. And we started talking about it before, and this is the part 2 of that. And it's so important to really make time to nourish ourselves. So that's why I'm under here, because one of the things I've committed to doing for myself is nourishing my hair. And it's so funny, it may seem simple, and for some of you, y'all have got this and y'all make the time, but it's one of the things that I haven't consistently made the time for, that I've decided is important to me and for me. And so it's just a simple revelation, like, oh yeah, I'll make the time. And so that's where I want to go with that today, because a lot of times when we look at nourishment and self-care, and nourishment for me is the deeper form of self-care, oftentimes we're looking at it from a reactive perspective. And it's things are happening in our life. Our life is already stressful, or we're feeling overwhelmed and so forth. And on the good days, we do create some space to take care of ourselves and nourish ourselves as a reaction to what's already happening. And that's a good first step, because there's a lot of us and a lot of times where we don't even do that in reaction to all the stuff that's happening and all the challenges we have. We just keep pushing till we hit our max. But what I want to invite you to do now is look at what's the next level of care and nourishment. And that's being proactive and looking at, before life is out of disarray and stuff is happening, what do I need to do to take care of myself? What are the things that are important for me that I want to create in my life that will be nourishing, fulfilling, energizing, healing, and so forth? And so especially now during this time of year, one of the nourishing things that I invite you to do is to think about, how do you want the rest of the year to happen? Because when it's the holiday season, so often there's a ritual and routine that we're all programmed of what it looks like. We're all programmed on the busyness with the hum, the drum, and the buzz, whether it's shopping or doing everything else. And I mean, it's a little different in pandemic, but there's still this set of things that we have that are expected of us, whether from others, and we've just created the expectation of it. And I want you just to give yourself permission to pause and think, but what do I want? What would feel good for me for the rest of this year? How do I want to engage? How do I want to show up for myself? How do I want to show up for my family? Got to pause here. This steam treatment is real. My community, my friends, do I want some time to be solo and introspective? Do I want to make time to be in connection because I've been feeling lonely? And what does that connection look like? Because it may not be the typical connections that's expected, but you get to give yourself permission to get clear on, what do you really want? What do you really need? And set that as an intention. Because when we shift from reacting to what's happening and what do I need versus what do I want to project into the future as an intention, then we can start to be proactive in creating that for yourself in your life. And even to give life permission to start happening for you, not to you. And so I want you to think about, what would it feel really good to do, to not do, to have, to not have this season for yourself? Whether it's slowing down, whether it's picking up on something, whether it's starting something that maybe you haven't given yourself permission to do and pushing it off, but you get to do that, and you get to do that now. And guess what? My one other piece on that is, don't wait for the new year. The new year becomes this momentous and giant pressure-filled thing on our resolutions and all of the things that we're going to start in the new year. My invitation to you, pick one thing now. We got 3 weeks left in the year. Okay, just under. Pick one thing now. Wait, it might be exactly 3 weeks that you want to start doing in your life. This is my one thing, because you know what? It stresses me out every time I think about this thing that I'm not doing to take care of myself. And it just feels amazing to make the time for myself and care and do that. So type below and let me know what's one thing you're going to do for yourself. What's an intention you want to set for yourself for how you want to go through the holiday season, whether it's something you want to start doing, something you want to stop doing, or something you want to do differently, because you get to do all of that because you're worth it. And when you do, what the result that feels so good to know you are taking an active stance for yourself, you are actively claiming your worth, your power, that you get to do this for yourself. The ripple effects that has are just amazing. So let me know what your nourishment is. You see, one of the ones that mine is, and the other is actually slowing down this year. And boy, is that taking a commitment for the rest of the year. But more on that a little later, because it's about to go on vacation, and you'll see me talking about the slowdown. So sending you big love. Pick your nourishment, and I look forward to hearing from you. Take care.